right, so let's go ahead and do the convection lab. Here are the materials that we're using. I've got room temperature water. I have hot water in here and some food coloring that we're going to add to it. I have a beaker and a glass little bottle with a wire around it. So I want to show you that really quick. Whoops. These are just craft bottles, like little glass jars or whatever. So that I bought a bunch of those, and I used wire to make a little ladle. All right, so you might also want a funnel to pour. It's up to you, however you want to do this. Here's what the kids will get on their trays. They will get the water, the beaker, and then the glass bottle already filled with hot water. So I'm just gonna, I usually go like this and then I pour it in. I make a big mess, so for this purpose, I'm just gonna scoop it in and then go like that. All right, so here's the glass filled with hot water. And when they get to their lab stations, they will pour the room temperature water into the beaker. If you can get them at least 150 milliliters, that'd be perfect. 200 milliliters is good too. And then all they're going to do is carefully, it's kind of hard to hold. Hold on a second. So the water is hot. I did this in the microwave. You can also, I use an electric tea kettle in the classroom, and I heat it up before every single class. Like while I'm going over the lab, the water is getting hot. That way the temperature difference is really great. And all they're going to do is put this directly into the beaker. They're not pouring it in. They're just going to place it into the center and then let it stand there at the bottom. And what they'll see is that the hot water rises. So you can actually see it moving. They're going to look at it at eye level. And this is what they're going to notice with convection. So the hot water is going to rise up out of the glass bottle to the top of the beaker. And I bet if you give it more time, they might even see it start to sink to watch a convection current happening. But at the very least, they're getting this piece of it where the hotter material is going to rise. And then they just have to make the connection that when it's cool, it sinks. There's other great like videos and things you can watch to see the whole thing happening. But I guess if over time, we might be able to see it in this lab. So for this purpose, we're just showing them how the hotter material will rise, starting that convection current, and then it'll eventually sink. And then we don't have a source of heat down here. If we did, it would rise again. So that's convection, and a quick way to show students about it, and you can relate it to other things you are teaching them in the future. And that is the convection lab.